Hey everyone, so this is gonna be a quick little comic book haul. Well, maybe not quick because I did pick up a bunch of new books, but this is gonna be completely unedited. So with that being said, let's jump into the very first book. All these came from one of my local comic book shops and they're all graphic novels except for one of them. So this one I got from my girlfriend. It's Jeff and Other Marvel Tales, issue 1. And the reason I got this is because my girlfriend is absolutely in love with Jeff. And this book looks beautiful. This is the variant cover, by the way. I'll put a picture of what the actual cover looks like right now. And the art in here, this is the only one I'm going to open up because I actually have it open. But look how adorable it is. It's just so cute. And Jeff is a little fatty. He's adorable. And there's not really any words in this book, but I still read it. It was still a great time. At least the Jeff story. I didn't read the other stuff in here. But there's like an alligator Loki story. There's like a cat story in here. It's a great book overall, and my girlfriend loves it, and she will eventually be showing you guys her Jeff collection. All right, first graphic novel we have here. This is Justice League Future State. Now, the reason I got this book is because I really love the Rebirth era of DC. And this is kind of the end of the Rebirth era. I believe after DC Death Metal, which I haven't read yet, but it is coming soon, they throw us into Future State, which is like an alternate future type story. And everybody in the Justice League is collected in here. Aquaman, Flash, Batman, Superman. So very excited to read this one. It looks amazing. It's a pretty thick trade. And that's book number 1. Now, the next book in the haul is honestly one that I was very, very excited about. This is probably my top 5 most anticipated books in this haul. This is Keanu Reeves' entire Berserker. This is a new trade paperback. It's all 12 issues of the original series. I know there's like another spin-off series of this called like Berserker Bloodlines, something like that. But this collects the first 12 issues of the actual series. And it's gorgeous. I cannot wait to read it. This is a thick, thick book, but I'll get through it quickly. And all of these that are standalone, like that one, I'm going to do a review on. The Future State, I'll do probably a quick review of it after I read Death Metal. We'll see. Next, we have a recommendation from my boy Jonathan. This is Laura Kinney Wolverine. I know nothing about this series. All I know is that my friend is a huge Laura Kinney fan, and he said this series is great. I love the look of the new Marvel trades. They're still very thin, but they have the nice new spines that all look the same. Then they have the cover on the front that's actually framed. Like 3 out of the 4 sides are framed, and it has the nice title at the bottom. Very excited to read this one. I don't know what the interior art looks like, because all of the books are sealed right now, but very excited for that one. Another Marvel one over here. We have Daredevil Unleash Hell. This is one that I'm very, very excited about because I love Daredevil. This is the Red Band by Marvel, so it's more graphic, it's more bloody, it's more gory, and super, super excited to read this one. Apparently, you can read it standalone. I know that it has a little bit of ties to the Daredevil run, but you don't have to know anything about it, so definitely going to be reading this one blind and excited for that one. All right, next on the pile is one. This is another one in my top 5 that I'm most anticipating in this haul because it just looks amazing. This is King of Nowhere by Boom Studios. W. Maxwell Prince is the author. And I know nothing about this one. This was a complete blind buy, but I did read 2 sentences on the back and it absolutely intrigued me. I'm curious to see if the art stays like the cover because I do really enjoy this artwork. I think the aesthetic looks amazing. I love the look of that spine. Typically for me, spines that have bold letters look a bit better to me. Like you see back here, Black Knight, The Knight, those look amazing. The ones with the thinner letters don't look as amazing to me, so I think this one's going to stand out on the shelf, and I think it's going to be a really fun read. Then we have one that I knew nothing about, but it's really funny, and I love the cover. This is Batman Year 100. He just looks so like weird and goofy, but in a funny way. Like, I don't think it looks bad, I just think it looks funny. And this is a really good looking spine as well. It's going to look nice on the shelf. Apparently this is Batman set 30 something years into the future, like 37 years in the future. I don't know when this was written, but very, very excited to read this one. Looking forward to it. And I have actually flipped through that one before because I've seen it in another comic book shop. The interior art does look really good. All right, next we have, this is actually a companion book to Venom War, which is a book that I will be reading soon because I'm getting the Amazing Spider-Man by Zeb Wells run in soon, and I'll be reading that, and maybe even the Al Ewing and Ram V run of Venom. But this collects the Spider-Man stories, and I believe the Daredevil stories. There's a Jeff story in here as well, so my girlfriend will be reading that one. But this is a $30 book, and it doesn't look like it, but there are actually 9 issues in here, and very excited to read that one. Now this is one, I'm not going to spoil my Watchmen review because I haven't recorded it yet, and I'm not going to spoil what happens in the end of Watchmen, but I am a little bit surprised, in case you do know what happens in Watchmen, I'm surprised that this book exists. I don't know what it's about. This cover got me though. I love the typography, and Rorschach is one of my favorite characters from Watchmen, probably my favorite character, honestly. This is going to look gorgeous on the shelf, but yeah, I had to pick this up because of that. And yeah, this one looks amazing. There is actually a slight flaw in the spine that I didn't see till now, but I think that's actually just on the plastic on the outside. We'll see. But yeah, I'm definitely intrigued about this one. Apparently it's like some sort of spy thriller book. That'll be interesting. And then the final one we have from pile number 1 is Infinite Frontier. This takes place after Death Metal as well. I think it's right after Future State. My timeline could be all off, but this is a very fat book as well. You can see how big that spine is. And it only collects 7 or 8 issues. So I'm excited to see how big these issues are. This might be like, because this is a crisis event, so this might be like a huge book with very long issues. But very, very curious about this. The cover isn't wowing me. I like the art. I just don't like the composition that much. It looks kind of basic. We'll see what happens though. I think that's going to be a good read. And now we're starting on pile number 2. So these, I'm only going to show the covers. I'm only going to talk about one of the books because they're all the same series. This is Grimm. This is a complete blind buy, but they had all 4 volumes. There's apparently a 5th volume coming out next April. Beautiful looking spines. And this has some gorgeous looking covers. I don't know anything about the story at all, but I will be reading this very soon because it looks amazing. That's probably my favorite cover. My girlfriend's least favorite cover, so we have definitely some differing opinions on those, but these look great. I think this series looks amazing. I'm hoping it's really good. If you have read it, please let me know what you think about Grimm, because again, I know nothing about this. I just wanted to pick it up because I saw the whole series and the covers look amazing. So that's Grimm. They all have different colored spines, which I love. I love when series do different colored spines because they really just flow nicely. Let me see if I can show you what they all look like. So yeah, black, blue, purple, and green. Next we have another recommendation from Jonathan. This is Ultraman X Avengers. And apparently there's a Ultraman series that you could read before this, but this is a standalone and it gives you enough context for what's happening, so you don't have to read those. I probably will eventually pick them up just because I know Ultraman is a very popular character, very close in ties with Godzilla, and you know I love Godzilla, so definitely gonna be reading that one soon. All right, this is another one that is in my top 5 most anticipated books in this haul. So I said Berserker, King of Nowhere. This is another one. This is New Gods, Volume 1. Now, apparently this is a 12-issue maxi series, and this is the first volume collected. The second volume will be collected later. But this is a gorgeous cover. Very, very, very excited for this. Apparently Darkseid is dead. And so Mr. Miracle here and the rest of the gang, I don't know what they're doing. I didn't read the back. I never read the backs of the books unless I want to, just because I like to keep myself very surprised on what's actually happening. So this is by Ram V. Very, very, very excited for this, and that cover is absolutely breathtaking. Okay, next one is another set of 3 books. So these are Local Man. I saw this recommended by Near Mint Condition, which is a channel that I watch all the time because I think they're great. But this is Local Man. Apparently it's some sort of take on a superhero book, and they have the different spines. So the only one is that this one, Volume 1, has a slightly smaller typography than Volumes 2 and 3, which we'll see in a second. And that doesn't bother me, but I know it does bother some people. So if you are one of those people, this may bother you a little bit, but that's what the spine for number 2 looks like. These are some gorgeous looking covers, great looking artwork. It almost looks like like Rob Liefeld artwork. In fact, I thought it might have been, but these look great. Very excited to read those as well. Probably would be number 4 of my most anticipated books in this entire haul. And there's volume 3, which is my favorite cover. Looks amazing. The spine there's green. And yeah, definitely intrigued about those. All right, we're coming down to the last parts here. So this is the Vigil. The Vigil is a character from DC. I actually don't know much about them, but I had to get this for the artwork. Like, look how good the back of this book looks. This looks amazing. It's going to be amazing. I know. I read online a little bit about what this is, like if it's a standalone. I didn't read the description or anything, but this looks like a fantastic book. The art is amazing, and I heard that it's very good. All right, number 5. There's no order to these, by the way. When I say like this is my number 5, it just means like I picked 5 of these that I am very much anticipating. And this is The Rush. This is by Simon Spurrier, who's the same guy that is writing this run of The Flash, the new volume 6. And this looks amazing. This was also recommended by Near Mint Condition. Love that spine, love the typography on there. Very, very, very excited to read this. This collects the entire, I believe it's 6 issues. Yeah, the entire 6-issue series is in here. So this is a completely standalone book. I love standalone books in my collection. Obviously, ongoings are fun and event books are fun, like everything like that. But I love standalone graphic novels like this. Some of my favorite stuff. And finally, a recommendation from Jonathan again. This is Batgirl, Volume 1, Mother. And this is part of the new like DC All-In thing. So it's got the same spine. I'm very much loving it. The art looks fantastic. And apparently Cassandra Cain is back as Batgirl. So no more Barbara Gordon. I think that's who it was. I didn't read much of Batgirl at all. But this looks great. I'm very, very excited for this. And with that completed, this is going to be the entire haul. Thank you so much for watching. Let me know what books you think look the best here, which ones you would be excited to read. If you've read any books lately, what have you picked up? And thank you so much. Please make sure to like, comment, and subscribe, and I'll see you later.